Mutijima from Cardiothoracic Imaging and UWMC Site Coordinator is going to take it from here.
All right, thank you so much. Again, my name is Arthur. I think I've met some of you already, but let's see. You should see an iceberg on your screens. Yeah. All right, so this is just a little bit about me. Let's start from the beginning. All right. I was born in Nairobi, Kenya to Congolese and Rwandan parents. Only spent about a year on the continent. And after that, my family moved to Frankfurt, Deutschland. Here's a map right over here in the southwest part of Germany. And I just put up some pictures of meals that I miss the most. Up here, that's a doner kebab, which is a Turkish fast food that is super popular all around Europe, and currywurst, which is some brats covered in ketchup and curry powder and some fries on the side. And in Seattle, surprisingly, I've actually been able to find some like these meals, lots of Germans in the Pacific Northwest. Moving on to my academic background, I went to a small liberal arts college in Baltimore, Maryland, where I got a degree in peace and conflict studies and also Africana studies, but I also dabbled in some philosophy. Books, works that shape most of my thinking, who I am as a person, how I move around in the world, are these three right here. Domination and the Arts of Resistance by James C. Scott. He's a former CIA agent who turned political activist and just wrote all about his experiences witnessing political uprisings all around the world and just teasing out specifically what it is that really tips the scales towards people-oriented movements. And the short story over here, really great, formative too, and this book right here. And you can ask questions about these later on. Currently, I am reading Such a Fun Age by Kylie Reid. It's actually my second time reading it because I enjoyed it that much. And I'm also starting Sylvia Wynter on Being Human as Praxis. She's just a scholar that I admire a lot. I love her work. She combines neurobiology, that's where her first training was, and then linguistics to just talk about being human from a really interesting perspective that's interdisciplinary. All right. Up next, we have my hobbies. In my free time, I dance and bake. Well, generally, I just love music and the arts, but the art form that I love the most is dance, and I dance almost every day. And these are just some screen grabs of a practice session I had. I mean, I did learn that there is a dance space in the building. I think I visited it once, so I will be making reservations to be in there. And yeah, baking. Over the pandemic, I started baking from home and shipping out cookies to loved ones around the country, and they loved them and shared them with friends. So now I wouldn't call it a business, it's just a hobby that sometimes makes me money. And I'm thinking of bringing a sign-up sheet to RR215 if any of you are interested. Some flavors. The top one is a brown butter snickerdoodle, and below it is a brown butter chocolate chunk cookie. They're two of my favorites. Okay, and then talk about my career goals. So this is a picture of my mother and my brother. To be completely honest, with the entire world changing so rapidly, I'm not fully sure with around what exactly it is that I want to do long term. I'm liking this right now. I have a knack for administrative clerical work, but I do have a larger dream goal of opening a cafe restaurant type deal named after my mom, where we just serve all the foods all of our favorites foods that we came to know through all of our travels around the world. And she's also a mental health interpreter for trauma survivors. And her thing is really also having a place of respite, kind of a bed and breakfast with really good food, but then also some life coaching where she can talk to you and help you figure your life out. She's really good at that. Yeah, that's my brother. His name is Arnold, Arthur Arnold. And now to the tip of the iceberg, which is what you'll see, which is what I do here at UWMC. So I support the cardiothoracic imaging section, primarily working with Karen on scheduling, anything that the section faculty needs. And then also site coordination. So any logistics pertaining to the medical center, the site here, you can just reach out to me and I'll help you out. So parking, mail, I'm dealing with dosimeters right now, so you'll be getting an email from me shortly about that too. And yeah, that is the gist of who I am.
That was an amazing presentation. I'm going to have to learn how to do PowerPoints from you, or using that animation was really fun. You could, just out of curiosity, any particular dance style that you're into in your dance hobbies?
Yes, when I saw the ballet bar, I got really excited. So I love ballet, jazz, and all fusions of those styles. So those styles and then street versions of those where people take them and then add their own regional flavors to that.
Super cool. And in your baking expertise and your desire, your culinary expertise, any Kenyan or German flair that you put into your cooking and your baking?
Absolutely. One of my favorite meals to make, well, it's not a meal, they're called sambusas. You take spring roll wrappers and shape them into triangles and fill them with really well seasoned ground beef and alliums, like green onions, leeks, onions, and you fry those. And that's a Rwandan. People have them in Kenya too. Sort of anyone who's like on the Indian Ocean has a version of a turnover that looks like that. And German wise, I'm a lover of brats, love all kinds of sausages.
Cool. Any other questions for Arthur?
Arthur, welcome to the apartment. What a great story. And I like the Prezi. It's so cool, the whole presentation, how it moves. But regarding samosas, I think in India, they are so popular snack. They are generally vegetarian, but I know there are format of that version. I don't know whether origin is from Persia or wherever. So you have a different kinds of, there is a lot of demand in the chat regarding getting a platter of your cookies for people to
I'll check that out. Yeah.
You said you didn't have a business, but I think you do now. So,
Hey, where in Baltimore did you go to school?
Goucher College.
Yeah, and it's a very interesting major. If I remember correctly, you were saying that you majored in peace studies and conflict resolution, which is a wonderful wonderful major to have. And so, well, thank you. Any other questions? Well, we appreciate your presentation, Arthur. Thanks so much for joining us, and looking forward to getting to know you better.
You'll be hearing from me. All right. Thank you, guys. Thank you.